Morning everybody, it's Matt with Family Tradition Farms. We're finally getting around to putting a planter monitor on our old John Deere 7000. We're going to start by installing all the wiring harnesses and the seed tube sensors, and eventually we're going to get to installing the monitor in the tractor. We're going with an out farming monitor. Guys, stick around. I'm going to show you how to install all these harnesses and show you just how awesome this monitor is. Well, before we get started installing these wiring harnesses, we need to clean all this stuff up. Let's try this thing. Yep, that'll work. Guys, this is all the stuff we're actually putting on the planter. Well, most of it. Here's a box of some tractor parts. We got a new shelf, and that's a rail to mount our monitor and our pump for our liquid fertilizer system. But for today, we are focusing on seed tube sensors. Brand new, high rate from Shoot. They're getting installed on some precision planting bullseye assembly seed tubes. So we'll get all those put on there. We've got to take off all the gauge wheels and then take off the disc openers to get to the seed tube. So while we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and put on some new Keaton seed firmers. We've got a whole assortment here of them, just some mismatched stuff that we've kind of collected over the years. Hopefully we can make it work. If not, we'll have to do something else. And we also have a whole box of chains. Those are all new drive chains because it's been several years since we replaced them. So figure while we're tearing it down, might as well go ahead and pop all these chains off, all the row unit chains, all the transmission chains, pop them off, replace them, because, well, never hurts to start the year with some new chains. These aren't wore too bad, but they do have a little bit of side play to them. I think they'd probably be okay to run some more, but you know, what the heck, chains are cheap. All right, now that that's all clean, we can get to work. So before we pop these disc openers off, and we're gonna have shims on the backside, we wanna go ahead and measure the gap. Basically, where the disc opener touches. Now, if you've never done this before, you take two business cards and you stick them in, one at the top until it connects, makes contact here, and then one at the bottom. Slide it up until it touches. They'll kind of hang there, and then you measure that gap. Basically, that is how much contact that disc opener is making. 2 inches, that is perfect. We are more than happy with that. They say you want 1.5 to 2 inches, depending on your soil type. I like 2 inches. So we'll go ahead and pop these off, measure all of them down, and then we'll continue on. All right, brothers showed up, so we got an extra hand here. We were starting off by taking off all the gauge wheels. This disc opener is going to come off too, but in order to try to keep things somewhat in line, we're just doing the gauge wheels for now because these have the copperhead updates on them, so all these are shimmed. We're trying to keep the shims in line. He's going down through there, popping off these gauge wheels. Once he gets all the way down, we'll come back, take off the disc openers. I'm going to start assembling some seed tubes. All right, so we're also going to go ahead and replace all these drive chains. They are fairly old, haven't covered a ton of acres, but they're relatively cheap. Let me show you why we have to replace them. So you can check these a couple ways. First off, you can check the play within the roller as far as connecting in and out. These don't have a whole lot, but you can still feel it. But the big one is the side play. So if you can wiggle your chain back and forth like that, that chain's worn out. She's gonna skip, she's gonna jump, she's gonna overall affect your population. Well, as you can see, we're missing a few things. Let me show you how far we've got torn down. Got all our disc openers pulled off over there. Got our seed tubes, old ones, pulled off over there. If anybody's interested in some regular seed tubes with some Keatons on there, probably have those up for sale here pretty soon. Now these center guards here, they have a little wear to them, but not bad enough for me to worry about them. They have a little bit of slop on those roll pins in the actual frame, but there's nothing we can do besides weld them, and I'm not gonna weld them. We got all the disc openers all the way down pulled off. We had one of these get pushed back probably whenever we were planting through that real tall cover crop. Check that video out up here. You can see it kind of wore into those disc openers, so we'll probably get a new one of those and replace it. As of right now, we're just pulling all this gunk off. We got all the chains, the row unit chains cut off. We're cleaning up these spring tensioners. These are the updated spring tensioners. We got our drive shafts kind of pushed back over. it was kind of pushed that way. Don't really know how that happened, but we'll get it all recentered before we put it all back together. We're gonna take these drag chains off, get this sucker all cleaned up, and then we'll start reassembling. Well, now comes the slow and meticulous part, run wires. So this is the end that will connect to our tractor. It'll run up, plug into our computer. We just run this guy back underneath here. There's the splitter. And then we run each one of these individual wiring harnesses to the rows respectively. So the nice thing about Shoop's wiring harnesses, and the reason I will 100% always recommend Shoop planer wiring harnesses, is they are labeled. So all of these wires are cut to different lengths. 6 and 1 are longer, then 2 and 5, and then 3 and 4 are the shortest. And that's on your 6s, 8s, 12, 16 row planters. All of them are cut to the correct length. That way you don't end up with just a massive spool of wire on these short rows. As you can see, there's not much hanging down there at all. So we've got a lot of this cleaned up. Probably should wash it, but probably not going to. So we're going to get all these wires ran, just loosely zip tie things up. That way they're in place, but not really secured down. And then we'll finish getting everything tightened down. All right, we have it temporarily wired in. As you can see, we've got the planer harness strung through here. We've got each of the sensors put in place. We just have it run up here. This is the control box for the monitor from Out Farming. We just have it pulling some power off the batteries. So you can see it's got some blinking lights, got some power lights down in there. So we're in good shape. Here's the actual tablet, the monitor. So right now we're just running it through what's called a harness test to make sure that the harness that we have installed is communicating. So you can carry this tablet with you, and we can take it over here and we can drop some seeds through the seed tube, and we can watch it actually read that it's dropping through there. Let's drop some seeds. There it goes. You can see that line going on up. And you can do that with all the rows to make sure that they are reading correctly. So you see once it gets all the way up to the top, that shows you, hey, it is reading. We ran it all the way through properly. So that's it. Guys, this is as easy as it comes. Shoop wiring harness, Shoop seed tube sensors, precision planting bullseye seed tubes, and run it into the Out Farming system. The hardest part is going to be figuring out this conglomeration of wires up here. Nah, figuring out's the wrong term. Hiding them and making them look good. So we're going to have a buddy come out that's an electrician. He's actually going to pull power from the correct places instead of that's just pulling straight off the starter. And that way we have keyed power. We've got a power strip we're going to get wired in. That's back here. We'll get that guy wired in, as well as mount some brackets to actually mount up our monitor and everything. So that's it, guys. The Out Farming planter monitor is by far the best on the market in my own opinion. Way easy to install, way easy on the pocketbook, and gives you a whole lot of data to help you improve your own operation. If you like this video, make sure to like it, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell. That way you get notified next time I drop some more videos. Appreciate you sticking around with us, guys. We'll see you in the next one.